Let's talk about CrowdStrike, the biggest security outage that's affecting companies around the world. And then the stock has dropped like a rock. Hey, I'm stock market coach and option trader Jason Brown. And if you've been paying attention to the news and wonder what's going on with all the airlines being down and the Microsoft computer outages, we're going to dive into it right here, right now. In fact, it's not a Microsoft thing. It's actually a CrowdStrike thing. So who is CrowdStrike? If you haven't heard of the company, CrowdStrike, ticker symbol CRWD, is actually a cybersecurity company that pretty much manages the cybersecurity for companies and a lot of organizations that use Microsoft computers. And so what happened was CrowdStrike had pushed an update to all of these devices and organizations. And I guess the update was either bad or corrupt and caused what they call the blue screen of death. So basically, any Microsoft computer was stuck on that dreaded blue screen where the computer just won't load and you can't do anything, which caused countless delays from all the airlines who use Microsoft computers, specifically Delta, who was impacted the most. It caused downtime with, I believe, some 911 or police stations, some hospitals, all kind of places who use this. So let's take a look at a couple of the articles that came out about CrowdStrike, and then we're going to dive into the stock and how it's been punished and ask ourselves two questions. Is the selling done? Number one. Number two, is there an opportunity for us to take advantage of this misfortune and get the stock on a discount, assuming that it'll get repaired later? Maybe. We don't know. Let's take a look at it. So before we go there, let's look at the first article. So CrowdStrike tumbles again, while it and airlines face more pain and the outage. So again, this is the company CrowdStrike. That's their logo right there. The stock has been plummeting as investors continue to weigh the impact of the tech chaos. So you can see here on Friday, airlines, hospitals, enterprises, and banks that use the Windows and CrowdStrike security software experienced mass PC outages. And the company saw their business operations disrupted. Their computers crashed from the buggy update that CrowdStrike sent. So this is just confirming right here that CrowdStrike had sent the update to their customers who use Windows computers. So technically they're kind of at fault for sending a buggy software update. And if you go on over here, you can see, let's take a look at this one. The CrowdStrike CEO warns of hacking threats due to the outage. Now that's kind of funny, not really, but the fact that hackers are trying to take advantage of this and try to hack a cybersecurity company or companies that use the cybersecurity company is kind of ironic, because you are there to protect people from being hacked, yet the glitch update that you sent is now causing the hackers, the same people you're trying to protect them from, to see an opportunity. Now, it says about 8.5 million devices were affected by the CrowdStrike outage. And CrowdStrike said in a statement that it had brought a significant number back online, but that's still not enough. A lot of companies are still down, and especially the airlines are still dealing with reshuffling of their customers and airplanes. And then it even went so far, this has become so big that the House wants CrowdStrike CEO to testify to Congress over the global outage. Now, I think it's important that whenever Congress wants you to testify, that kind of lets you know that, hey, you guys, I think Congress is probably looking at this like, you have too much control. You know, Microsoft has a ton of devices out there. And even though it wasn't Microsoft's fault, the fact that you guys could send something or do something to make all of these Microsoft computers go down is a big problem. And I think the government wants to get involved and say, why do you A, have so much power, B, how you can prevent this from happening again, and C, how do we know you didn't do this on purpose, or that you guys weren't hacked and somebody sent this on your behalf and this is your way to cover it up? Because if a cybersecurity company got hacked, well, that would be bad for business, and everybody would really be canceling their membership, saying, how does the person who's supposed to protect me from cybersecurity actually get hacked? and send something out to our computers as if it's you, and we download it and it shuts a good portion of the world down. That could be an issue. And so I think on the back of this, some people are probably wondering, did they really get hacked or did they send an update? Because if they got hacked, then they're going to mask it and say, oh, we sent the update, but it was a problem with it. Did you really, or did you get hacked? Let's take a look at the stock and why it continues to get beat down. So if you take a look here, this is CrowdStrike's stock, ticker symbol CRWD. The stock topped out anyway before this event. You can see right here, the stock was already having trouble breaking through pretty much this $400 area right here. It actually didn't even hit 400, about 395. It already had a hard time breaking through there. You see it ran up, hit resistance, ran up, hit resistance, ran up, hit resistance. And then right here, it just kind of took off to the downside. Now, this is when the incident happened and the stock opened up Friday and just gapped down. Some people bought the stock back up thinking like maybe this is just a one-day glitch or a small error. But as the glitch persisted and affected more and more companies and businesses throughout the world, I think people realized like, whoa, this is a bigger problem. Stock sold back off. And then today, this all happened like on a Friday. Then when the market opened today, you can see the stock just gap down and then there's more people running for the door, even more people than the ones who sold it the day prior. And that is not good news for the stock. So I zoomed out and I said, okay, where would support be on CrowdStrike? Technically, short-term support, I was looking for short-term support to show up about right here, and it did not. So the stock sliced down through where we thought it would find support. You see right here, found support. Right here, it found support. Even right here, but just slightly above it, found support. This time, it completely sliced through that line on huge volume. So the question is, where does it stop selling off at? I would probably say, let's see if this next level of support around 240 holds, but I'm not feeling that confident because more people ran for the door today. And I have a feeling that as Congress calls this company to testify, I think there's going to be questions about who sent the software update. Was the software update tested on computers before you just sent it out to all your customers? Who's responsible for testing this and making sure that it works before it goes out? What are your checks and balances? Because we can't have you shut down something as big as airline and transportation again, and even hospitals being affected from it. And then I wonder if Congress or the government's going to get involved and say, whether they get involved or not, I wonder if companies are going to say, you know what, maybe we shouldn't be running CrowdStrike on all of our computers after this incident happened. And so I wonder how many people are going to look at their tech stack and say, maybe we only run CrowdStrike on 50% of the computers and we run some other cybersecurity software on the other computers, because now what people weren't thinking about before, they're going to be thinking about now, which is we can't have this happen again. And I don't know if we can fully trust this company to not have this happen again, which more answers are going to come out when they get grilled by Congress. And so when you look at the stock, I believe that's why you're seeing more pain today, because anybody who was affected by this is most likely going to be rethinking their cybersecurity software, number one. Number two, they may also, depending on their relationship or their contract with CrowdStrike, I wonder how many of them can sue CrowdStrike for causing their computers to go down. They might have some type of clause that like, hey, we got X amount percent uptime. We guarantee you won't get hacked, or if you do, sometimes you get paid millions of dollars for that, or you get reimbursed for what you lose, because cybersecurity companies feel like we got the best cybersecurity, so we can offer this kind of insurance policy if you get hacked. Well, they didn't get hacked, but what if, I don't know what's in the contract. That's like, but you hacked us. You're the one who sent the bad update. So now you got to pay for all these hotels, all these flights that were canceled, all these people who were disrupted, all the businesses that may have lost some income due to the fact that you sent this update, CrowdStrike, and you kind of knocked all our computers offline. Bottom line, this is a huge mix up, a huge mistake. And I'd be looking at the engineers or the customer support people who sent this out, who validated, stamped it, and said, yep, this update is fine, and sent it out. I'd have some real questions for them to see how is this validated in your technological lab? How is this stamped with an approval? How did you test this and not get the blue screen of death? Yet you sent it out to all of us. Or were you really hacked and you didn't want the world to know that you were hacked? Because that would really tank your company, which means this stock could really be going lower. I think we stay away from it from now until they testify on Congress, until they dig in and find a little bit more out about this company. Also, if it comes out that they lied about being the ones that sent the update, but they were really hacked, I mean, I think that would be it for this company, because that means you can't trust them. And once you breach trust in business, you've lost everything. I don't know that that's the case. I'm just saying, what if that comes out? So let me know. Are you trading CrowdStrike? Are you getting put options on it, trying to make money from the downside? Did you own CrowdStrike and woke up and was shocked when your account was down? Let me know. You rocking with the company or you staying away from it? I'll see you in the comments.